Hello, my name's David and welcome to another video. Anyone who knows me knows that I am very old school when it comes to technology and cars and things like that, watches, pens. I just like old stuff. And if you're from my generation, maybe it brings you a little bit of comfort. Maybe it brings you, makes you feel more like you're into what you're doing because you have a history with this technology. Today I want to talk about a couple of laptops that I have that are very similar and are really useful. If you search all over YouTube these days, you'll find that there are a couple of kinds of no distraction laptops or typewriter type deals where you can type and type and type and type and get something done and not be distracted by the internet, not be distracted by games, not be distracted by social media, those kinds of things. But there are products that are available on eBay that you can get for maybe $30, certainly under $100, that I think really get the job done as far as writing, hammering out what you want to write, and getting it done in a quick amount of time with no distractions. And what I'm talking about is the Brother Power Note. I had to look because one of them's a Power Note and one of them's a Super Power Note. And they're very similar. The Power Note has a smaller screen, but it is also backlit. So you turn it on and you can turn on the backlight. If I turn off this light, maybe you'll see the backlight, but has a backlight. Also has a battery, and the battery pack is interchangeable for the Power Note or the Super Power Note. These are about $29 or so, but I've had this for years. It works great for both. And you can unplug and take this with you. If you want a longer battery life, you can turn off the backlight. Turn off the backlight, and it works just like the Super Power Note. And has unlimited storage because it's got a floppy disk in it. And I have this hooked up to a Brother printer here, and I'll show you an example of how it works. If I turn this on, back here, turn on the printer, Control P and print, and this will start to print in a dot matrix going back and forth and back and forth. And that's kind of a nostalgic sound. If you just listen to that, it's like it's not just sliding out of your printer and all done. You can hear every little part of it coming out, and I think that's cool. So this is the Power Note. The Power Note came out in the mid-90s before the Super Power Note, and it was basically kind of the first example of a laptop word processor where you can write what you want and print it, store it, that kind of simple basic stuff with no distractions. The Super Power Note, and another great thing about this is this has the old-fashioned kind of clicky clacky keyboard, which is wonderful. Prints like this, dot matrix, which is what it is. But I've written several manuscripts on this, and I've got one of them published on Kindle, Amazon Kindle right now about Pontiac Fiero that I used to own. This, I'm trying to be hip like the kids and put stickers all over it, but this is a Super Power Note. The difference here is you got a much larger screen, and this also can play games. It has Tetris and Turnabout on it, which is kind of like Othello. They're interchangeable as far as power goes. You can plug the power cord into both of them, and you get a similar welcoming screen and your choices of word processing, spreadsheet, address book, calendar, things to do, clock. My clock is probably off by, I don't know. Printing, communication, calculator, and just a few simple things. But basically, if you want to get on here and start writing, you can. This one, the Super Power Note, has a much quieter keyboard. You roll the dice with these because I've gotten a couple of them, because everyone I've gotten has spent like 29 bucks or something on eBay. So you roll the dice whether the keyboard works really great, and a lot of people will sell it and say, don't have a power cord, don't know if it works. So you have to be on the lookout for that. But if you get lucky and you get one, it may have a lot of stuff that works great. So I think it's worth checking out, both the Power Note and the Super Power Note. You don't see many Power Notes anymore. They're fun because they have the backlight. They are not interchangeable as far as your information goes on your disc. Like, you can't type something on the Super Power Note and then put it in the Power Note to print. They speak slightly different languages, but they're virtually the same size as each other, and they take the same power note, take the same power source, and work with the same printer. So if you can get your hands on a Brother printer, this is an M1109 dot matrix, and the ink has been readily available. Sorry I didn't get this out ahead of time, but these ink cartridges, they look like this. This is a used one, but I have faith that I could use it again. But I bought a bunch of these. They're cheap. The discs are inexpensive. Sometimes you'll get a deal where they come with them. But I think this is a really great setup. I certainly didn't spend more than $100 for the printer and both of these laptops. You can take them around. Battery life, not extremely long, especially if you use the regular Power Note with the light on, with the backlight on. But you can just take the power pack with you and plug in most places, and it works really great. So there's my quick little video on old school stuff. I may do more of these. I've got a Studebaker tape player. I've got a Royal typewriter. I'm big on fountain pens. I have a couple of bullet fountain pens, and some other old technology. So we'll see where we go and how well this video does. But thank you for watching, and if you have any questions about the Brother Power Note or Super Power Note, leave a message below and I will respond to you. And thanks for watching.